All right, thanks for joining in. Going to take a hop this evening from Glacier Park International down to Polson, Montana. Fly across the lake. The weather looks like may not be most cooperative here. Picked up some scenery off Flight Sim TO for Glacier Park International Airport. We're sitting in front of the Glacier Jet Center here on the tarmac. So we're gonna jump in here, and yeah, it looks like it's gonna ice over pretty quickly on us here. So we're gonna try to get things. You know what? I'm wondering if I'm gonna have to reload because it looks like it might have did something wonky here. Let's see what that. Let's do. All right, just real quick. I don't know why it looks like the livery's a little bit out of the ordinary. Should itself here, hopefully. Looks correct, and I don't know what the white spot on the door back there is, but anyway, we will live with it here. So, all right, let's quickly look at the time of day. All right, so we're 10 a.m. That part's going to be good. We are live weather. Our auxiliary tanks, I'm going to bring these up to about 80% on the main tanks here. Aim for about 15,000 pounds for our takeoff weight here. There's 15,000 pounds. CG's in line. All right, so let's go ahead real quickly here. All right, just double checking everything. GTN 750, we're off. All right, we're good here. Right, so let's get our batteries on, external power, master avionics to the on position here. I go up to about 11,000, I think, for this flight today. Go ahead and get continued in here, continue here. I'm gonna fly the RNAV Approach here, 36. I did this earlier, and the weather was just honestly really bad. So we'll see how that works out. So let's go ahead and put in 8 Sierra 1. That's Polson, Montana. We're going to take the load-up procedure here. We're going to do a departure out of here, and that's going to be the Scott 2. We're going off runway 30. Verify weather here before we do that. Go ahead and load that departure. Scroll down here, go to Polson. Procedure here, we're going to do the RNAV approach for 36. It's a little bit of an offset approach. And I believe we want that to be the Cably transition, and we'll load that approach. Let's go right here real quick, remove that waypoint. Here, we should be able to do a preview, our actual flight plan here. Here we are, we'll come out, we'll be radar vectors out of Glacier Park. FCA, which, forgive me, that's the Kalispell VOR. We'll turn straight south, fly over the lake to Scott, and then at Scott we will be direct Cably, and at Cably will be our initial approach fix, and then we'll fly the RNAV here. A little bit of an offset approach. I was right down to minimums earlier when I flew this as a test flight. And hopefully audio and streaming will all work out tonight like it's supposed to. All right, so we have our flight plan set. I'm going to go ahead and just we're not going to do ATC tonight, but we're going to simulate a squawk code here. We are November 350 Kilo Romeo tonight. All right, so we'll hit enter there on that and enter once again. That'll get us our squawk. And let's see, cool parts about GTN 750XI is if we were on ATC, we could literally real quick, we could go ahead and tune our ground and we could tune our departures here. So we'll go ahead and kind of simulate that. We'll put this in standby, even though we're not flying on ATC tonight. We might do pilot edge with this flight a little later, but a little bit of a test flight in general here. Make sure we got things set up the way I want it. All right, it is probably cold as all get out, so we're looking at a solid 1 degree Fahrenheit. 1 degree, yeah, so it's a little bit chilly here, so we will get things ready to go here momentarily, so that we can, let's get our oxygen turned on here. We'll get these yokes hidden out of the way here. We're on external power right now, getting our navs set here, so I think we've got everything set. I want to double check here. Let's do just a quick left and right engine repair, turn off all failures, and stand by for now. And we want to tune up. We're going to fly 11,000 feet for this approach. Actually, you know what, let's go ahead and tune that up to 13. We'll modify our flight plan just a little bit here, since we're having fun. So there's 13,000 set. We're going to vector ourselves. We'll make a runway heading departure, then we'll make a left turn 180, and then another left turn about 130, and then direct Kalispell VOR. That's kind of the plan I got in mind. We'll see how that works, and yeah, we're going to have to defrost here because things are freezing over on us. So, all right. Let's verify here. We'll go props to the forward position. Let's make sure I have my rudders responding there. There we go. All right, we're low idle cutoff, fuel cutoff. Props are in the, our power levers are at idle. Props are full forward. Our rudder boost electric trim on, and we have our oxygen set. So let's go right here. Avionics master off, and external power can come off. So clear left and clear right, clear prop. Let's go ahead and spin up number 2 on the right side. Go to the low idle position. Have ITT light off. There's 900, and ITT rollback. Starter, see turbine RPMs coming through 550. We'll turn off the right side starter. Right side inverter can come on. Right side gen can come on, and right side gen reset. We'll go ahead and hit our avionics master. We should have had our nav and beacon light already on, so forgive me for that. Let that stabilize just for a moment, and we'll go ahead and go to high idle on the right side for our startup sequence here. So we'll let that stabilize for just a moment. In the meantime, let's take a look at our weather, so we can utilize our GTN here, and we can get our weather here for GPI here. So 330, so we'll be right off of the runway there, just like I wanted. 2988. 2988, let's go ahead and tune that. 2988 is set. We should have done that beforehand. Clear left, so let's start the left side. Left side is coming to live here. We got rotation. Alright, and low idle on the left. There's our ITT light off. 800, 900, and there's the rollback. Turbine RPMs are coming through 50. Go ahead and turn off our left side starter, left side inverter on, left side gen on, and left side gen reset. Alright, we'll go up top real quick. We'll get our overhead lights on, we'll get our seatbelt signs on. And then now we need to go get some heat in this cabin. So let's get our lead airs on. Clear cabin master, cabin furnace. We'll go ahead and get some lights back there as well. We'll get our app blower electric heats on. Go ahead and do our stall warning test. And while I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and do our landing gear light test. That's good. And we're going to go ahead and get some windshield heat on here too, because we're going to need that to defrost. And we'll go ahead and Get some engine anti-ice on as well as our props. And all we need, auto ignition and auto feather can come on momentarily. Let's go ahead and stall warning, pitot heat's on, fuel vents also on. Alright, and auto feather off, external power is flashing. Alright, we're going to go ahead now and bring our right side props back to low idle. And we have that all set. Let's go back to the overhead here real quick. Turn our floodlights up just a little bit here. Have that in case. And double check our batteries. We're looking good there. Right gen, left gen. All looking good. Alright, we're going to let things thaw out here for just a moment. While that's thawing, let's go ahead and light snow, mist, vertical visibility 1100 feet, temperature -17. That's pretty chilly, 2988. And winds are 330 at 7. And we are planning on departing on 30. So that's a 303 departure heading. And while we're doing that, let's go ahead and tune 303 here. There's 303, and we'll go ahead and set our course heading as well to match. There's 303. Heading bug at 303 as well. Check on our passengers back here in the cabin. They seem like they're going to be fine for now. And appreciate whoever's joining in with us here. Forgive me, I'm a little bit new to the live streaming thing, but been flying this King Air and loving it. So I thought we'd just give this a little bit of a try this evening. So again, forgive me with anything that's not up to par, but been tweaking a little bit on the streaming setup here. Probably going to pick up a new GPU or a new CPU and motherboard here in the next few days. Running this i7 9700K, get a little bit of lag here and there, so I'm going to swap that out and run around Christmas. But for now, I think we've got it tuned enough that we can get a successful stream. Visibility is going to be kind of low, so it says low IFR here on ForeFlight and snow, so this may be risky on the arrival, but we're going to give it a try anyway for fun, right? Why not? Alright, so windshields are cleaning off here. I think we're going to be ready to taxi out, so what we're going to do here is get our taxi light on, our recog lights on, we'll have our tail floodlight on as well. And let's double check here, get our props up here into the ground fine position. And let's look out the window, a little bit of a flight control check here. Alright, looks good over there. I've got ailerons. Left and right, I've got rudder control there. Alright. One last sweep of the cabin here. Got lights on here. We have external power, auto feather. Yep, that will take care of that momentarily. And blue rudder boost, electric trim is all good. Alright. 13,000 it is. We're going to make a left-hand turn. Parker brake is going off here. And we will begin our roll. Never mind the power generator sitting there to our right. We're going to act like ground personnel move that out of our way, but you know how that works, right? Right, we got a short taxi over here to runway 330 this evening. Let's go ease down here. Wave goodbye to Glacier Park Jet Center. Like I said, a pretty short hop here to get over to the runway where we're parked. We're up here just short of the runway, and brakes set. Let's get things ready for departure here. We are going to need our left and right auto ignition. We're going to need our auto feather in the arm position. We'll also need landing lights, and we will need a strobe light. We got all of our engine anti-ice on. We are going to also need some left and right fuel pumps engaged. And we'll get our GPS set here, and let's go ahead and get our radar on. Glacier Park traffic, King Air 350 Kilo Romeo will be departing runway 30 to the south. Glacier Park. Alright, parking brake's coming off. We'll take the runway here. Final's looking clear. See nobody here. Oh, one last check. We need flaps into the takeoff position here. So I am not following an actual checklist. I'm following a mental checklist here. I've flown this plane quite a few times.
Enter runway 30, 3,400 feet remaining.
3,400 foot runway, so it's not super long, but plenty of room for the King Air to get out of here. Alright, we'll line her up here. Put just a little bit of downward trim on her here. We'll add a little power, get the props up on the governor before we go to it. Up on the governor, we'll release the brakes and a little forward pressure, and here we go. Takeoff power's coming in. A little bit of right rudder, keep her on the center line. Careful not to over torque. Here we go. There's 100, and we're rotating, and we're out. All right. Gear coming up. Trim up a little bit here. And we're going to get in the soup really, really quickly here, looks like. Alright, let's do 140. We'll go ahead and get our flaps up. We'll trim it up just a little bit. We're going to aim for about 160 on the climb out. Well, that's what we're going to pitch for, 160. So let's go ahead and engage the yaw damper and engage the autopilot, because we're going to have to go with indicated airspeed here in heading mode right now. We'll pretend we're on radar vectors with tower for our departure. And again, the plan here, we'll fly out just a little ways here. We'll make a left turn 180. We'll make another left turn 130 and then go intercept the Kalispell VOR. That's going to be kind of our game plan for this flight. Alright, let's take a look. We do need to verify our torque. We need to bring our torque down just a little bit, and we're going to go with prop sync. And let's get our landing lights off, taxi lights also off, and then let's bring our props back here. About 1600. As you roll your props back, your torque will climb. So you always bring your torque back first. Ease our torque back up to about 90 for the climb out here. Alright, we're looking good through 5,000. And let's go ahead and make that left turn to 180 now. Left turn coming here. Let's get our dial spun around here to 180. Alright, there's left turn 180. Climbing out 160 knots. Things are looking good so far. We'll check anti-ice and everything are on. We can go ahead and get our fuel pumps turned off though, and let's double check, just see if it's warmed up. Yep, we're 68 degrees in the cabin, so passengers should be getting a lot happier than they were at 1 degree when we started. Not to mention the pilot here. Cold toes at 1. Alright, so let's study real quick on our... Alright, Kalispell VOR is here. We're currently on a 180 heading. 126 is roughly where we need to go for the intercept here. So we'll go ahead and spin that around to about a 126. change when I go direct here on the. Alright, so we're going to need now. We'll ride this heading just a little bit longer. Wait for ATC to give us a vector. What's your vector, Victor? I'm vectoring myself today. Oh, we broke out above the clouds, so that's kind of nice. Of this livery, I'm not really sure what's going on here. I don't know if that's a glitch or what, but usually that white spot is not there. Ah, you know what? I know what it is. I had a call sign typed in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's overriding that, so we'll fix that on the next flight. So apologies for that, because the King Ranch livery is actually one of my favorites here. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our heading vector in here. Go left turn to 130. Actually, let's go about a 120. Actually, we're going to need a little more than that. Let's go to 09. That'll give us a good intercept here. And while we're doing that, let's go ahead and say direct to Kalispell VOR, which will give us a 105 heading. That's going to put us pretty close to an intercept here. We'll go ahead and switch to nav mode. That's going to get us going direct to the Kalispell VOR. Alright, we're going to push the torque up just a little bit as we climb here. It will fall off, so we're going to ride it right at 90% on the torque on our climb out. We're passing 11.5 on our way to 13, so far so good. And what we can do now, we can enjoy maybe a little bit of music while we're at it. I don't know if that's kosher or not, but I like music. If it's coming across too loud, let me know. I can always turn that down. Today at 13,000. Oh look, we're peeking through, seeing a few tops of the mountains over there, over the top of the engines. It's peeking out of the clouds, kind of nice. Alright, here's our right turn. We're crossing over the Kalispell VOR now, and we are also leveling out at 13,000. So with that said, we're going to pull our torque back just a little bit here. I'm going to aim for about 80% right now. We're going to back our props off. Torque will climb again a little bit. We're going to cruise with our props at 1500 here, trying to conserve a little bit of fuel. Making up our own SOPs as we go. Alright, so torque climb back up above 80. We'll pull our torque down to about 80% now. We're going to call that our cruise configuration. And with that, we can get our left and right auto ignition and our auto feather disabled for the cruise. So it'll enable the master caution. We'll clear that. And we should be in direct track of 164, so let's go ahead and tune that up here. 164. There we go. Disappointed that the call signs blocked out up here and on the outside of the aircraft, but I think I know what's causing that. Did a lot of tweaking with my simulator this evening, and I think that's what broke me, so I think I know what to do to resolve that. Just going to composite radar. Looking at the radar on ForeFlight, we're going to be in a little bit of weather and snow on our descent, but that's part of it, right? And you can see it there on the radar as well. So cool part here is 12,000, 8,500. It will be 6,400 at our final approach fix. So BNAV capabilities of the GTNXI is super nice. So it's actually telling us our top of descent here in about 7.5 minutes. So you're going to need 6,400. So keep an eye on our altitude there. We'll preset that as we get a little closer to our top of descent. Hopefully the stream's still coming through pretty good. Again, like I say, I've been tweaking some settings here. Microsoft Flight Simulator is not too friendly on the frames per second, and I think to resolve that, I'm going to probably beef up my CPU a little bit. So this means a new motherboard and a new CPU here in the near future. The i7 is just not keeping up, so I think we'll probably go with an i9, or I might even look at the new AMD processors. They're pretty stout as well. So running a 3090 Ti video card, I'll probably hang on to that for a little while and not upgrade that. But I think with the new processor, we'll be about where we need it to be. So full flight's saying about 252 knots over the ground, and if I zoom in here, GTN is also saying 252 knots over the ground. So that's pretty accurate. Happy with that. So top of descent, 6 minutes. The cool part here, you can set this up, your VSR, vertical speed required. So you can kind of take a look at your top of descent. You know, as you get closer to that, this number is going to increase. So we'll use that to calculate how far or how fast we need to descend. And we'll manage all of our vertical speed with our power. So pitch for speed, power for altitude kind of thing. The basics of flight. Take a look back in the cabin. Our passengers, I think they all fell asleep, but hey, hopefully they're enjoying the day. They may not enjoy life so much on our approach because I think it's going to be kind of nasty and ugly. Autopilot here in the King Air is down here in the center console. You got heading mode, nav mode, approach mode, back course, climb and descent. Those are profiles you can use to climb. I usually climb and descend with IAS indicated airspeed. There's also vertical speed. Then you got your out hold and altitude select. Yaw dampers right here, autopilot engage right here, and I believe this is your bank to decrease your bank. And I apologize, I forgot what the SR actually is, but don't use it very often. Probably should know that, huh? So again, if you're joining us, it's a short hop tonight. Glacier Park International out of Kalispell, Montana, down to Polson, Montana. Let's see the lake here below us, which is a little bit frozen over at the moment. Hopefully the stream is staying up and steady. I'll have to watch it back, but hopefully it's not too painful for anybody. Alright, so 3.5 minutes now to top of descent. We need to go ahead and plan, just double check one more time. 6,400 for our final approach fix. So let's go ahead and tune 6,400. 6,400 set. Never gets old looking out the window across the turboprop, does it? Might be a little little spooky knowing there's mountains just off to our left there as we descend and into the clouds, but that's what it is, trusting our navigation lanes, right? Got mountains off to our right as well. Pretty sure it's God's country up here. Alright, here comes the turn at Scott. And we're about 2 minutes out from our top of descent. I will see if I can actually find the airfield. As we fly across it. Hey James, thanks for saying the stream looks good. Hopefully it's a little better than the last time you joined in. It was a hot mess that night, but I think we've tweaked it a little bit. Maybe get it better in the near future. All right, minute 30. Top of descent's coming up. This put us direct Cably, and then at Cably we'll make a right turn to Gort, and then Ducey, and then down. It's a little bit of an offset approach, so I think we're going to come in, cross over the water just a little bit, and then make a left turn right down on the runway. So it is an RNAV lateral and vertical guidance, but I believe, yeah, so we got 1 minute now to top of descent. You heard the vertical track indicator there. Sounds good too. All right, appreciate that, man. So the music's not too loud. If it is, let me know. I'll turn that down. Just kind of experimenting with that. YouTube will probably rip that down too, as far as I know. All right, 20 seconds. Tell you what, we'll go ahead. So let's look at that. Saying we need about 1150, so we're going to need 1,200 or so feet per minute on our vertical descent. So let's go ahead and press the IAS button, and then with that, we'll pull back on our power just a little bit, and we'll keep an eye on our vertical speed indicator there. And we're going to aim for about somewhere between 12 and 1,500 to get us on target here. Slowly pulling the power out, nothing drastic. Don't need to get rough with it. Just to ease the power out and watch our vertical speed indicator there. That's going to put us close to 1,500, and that's about 35. Looks like on torque air we're at about 35, which is right in the ballpark of where I would expect. More flight saying about 1,400 feet per minute. I'll take that. So we do need to go ahead and engage our left and right auto ignition and auto feather as well. We'll get that back on for the descent. So we get down a little closer, we'll get our fuel pumps on, we'll get our landing lights on, and get kind of prepped a little early for the approach. So I did this test flight an hour or two ago, and I couldn't see the runway 100 feet off the ground. So clouds are looking pretty decent. A lot of snow on the ground up in Montana. Need about 1,100 feet per minute, and we're rocking about 12 or so right now, so we're on profile. We might get down just a little bit early, but not much early actually. We're going to be right on target, I think, where I want to be. Key to this is 6,400 by the time we get to, I believe it's Besky. Double check our plate. No, it's Dosey, D-O-D-S-E. Dosey, we need to be at 6,400, and we need to activate our approach mode before that. So we're pretty good here. Coming through 10,000 now, and I will also double check here real quick in for-flight weather for Polson, which we don't have any METAR observations, so we will use the magic barrow key, I think, this just to get our altimeter correct. 9,500 now for 64. Still descending at 220 knots. That's because we're using indicated airspeed. So I'll take that. We can go first notch of flaps in this bird at 200, gear down at 180, and full approach flaps just below 160, around 157. We can go full approach flaps. And we're going to get the soup, looks like, which is what I was expecting. All right. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to set up a little early here, so we're going to pay attention. We'll go left and right fuel pumps to the on position. Landing lights coming on. We'll go ahead and do our taxi lights as well. Everything else, one last scan of all the buttons here. We're looking good. 8,200 now. We're on kind of a right-hand base now for 3.6. Got mountains to our right in front of us. Mountains off to our left. All right, here comes the right turn. This will put us on to final. All right, and we're 7,500 for 64. We need another 1,000 feet before we hit our approach, before we get to our final approach fix as we get our way down. So pull a little bit more power out of this and go ahead and get us down there and get us slowed down a little bit. So we don't need that much to get there, but we're going to go ahead and bring her down here. That'll get us slowed down just a little bit. I have a runway beacon in front of me. I see the beacon flashing in the distance there, so we might have a little better approach this time than last time, because that was rough last time. All right, there's 6,500, so we're slowly leveling out now. The speed's going to start dropping off, so we'll start getting ourselves set up here. At 200 knots, we'll go with our first notch of flaps, which will be basically approach flaps. There's only 2 notches of flaps in this bird. All right, so there's 200. Flaps are down, and flaps are indicated. They had a flap indication gauge right here above your throttles. All right, I'm still seeing a beacon in front of us out there, so that's good. I see it flash occasionally. There it is. All right, we're going to add just a touch of power here. We're below 180, about 170, so gear down in this bird is 180 is fine, so we're going to hold it just around 170 for another minute. Bring in just a touch of power here. Keep our speed for now. I think we're going to have a pretty good approach this time. Beacon. Alright, I missed the approach. Doggone it. I'm sitting here distracted. We need approach mode here. We're probably late. There, we got it captured. There we go. Alright, that's what I was a little late hitting it. I should have had the approach mode engaged before I hit the final approach fix, but I crossed the final approach fix, but not by much, and it's going to catch us up. So, you look here, the green triangle here, just like an ILS, this is your glide slope right here, or glide path in this scenario. RNAVs with vertical are pretty nice, so we got to slow down just a little bit though. Power's coming out, props are going to go full forward. I need 180 before I go gear down, so normally I would have already been gear down, but all right, there's 180. We're dropping gear. That'll put some more drag and slow us. Through 160. Add just a touch of power, and we can go with our last notch of flaps now. Get ourselves in our final configuration here. And now we're going to be looking for blue line on the approach. So there's 140. Blue line's about 121, 122. All right, so let's verify. Flaps are down and indicated. Gear down and 3 green indicated. See if we can get our digital beacon there. Looking good on speed. We need a touch of power here. Alright, I'm going to start my recording. Maybe we can watch the replay back when we're done. And we can jump up. I'm a little slow. And just a touch of power here. We need to be closer to 120. We're about 110. There we go. And we're bringing her back here where we need to be.
500.
Alright. I do have the runway in sight. Damper to the off position. Autopilot is still engaged. And that said, autopilot's off. It's my airplane. I'm going to bring her just a little bit to the right. Try to line us up a little bit here. Like I said, it's a little bit of an offset approach. Bumpy. A little long. That was not my best landing in this bird, but it's all right. Down. Well, now everybody's free to judge, right? It could definitely been better. Got offset approaches. Not the easiest thing to manage. With the winds, and then I was a little bit floaty. Flaps here. We're going to kill the landing lights here and kill the strobes. We'll kill the auto feather, left and right auto ignition. Make sure we keep her on the taxiway here. And let's kill left and right fuel pumps as well. Oh, and we're off. It's hard to multitask looking over there. We're between the ditches, Dave. brake set. Let's tell you what we need to do real quick before we kill everything. Let's watch the replay here. turn off the head tracking. And let's hit stop. Alright, and then let's do play. Let's pause that and bring us up here like so. Okay, we'll try not to sink. Need to do the toes in. Flip outside here and see what we get. Take away. Way long. Landed on the right side and drifted back left, so definitely not my best landing. Pause that, bring it back just a little bit. Let's see, but yeah, let's watch it from this view. Well, we had it lined up there for a minute, but we just loaded her too long. Still floating. Oh. Yeah, not my finest hour. Back it up, watch it one more time here from a different angle. Been down there, should have been down already. Well, it is what it is, right? Alright, well, let's fast forward that back to here to our parking, and then we can stop that, and then put us back into the aircraft. And then we will go ahead and do a shutdown procedure here. So we'll kill, taxi lights can be off. Engine anti should have already been off. Props, fuel vents, and pitot heat and stall heat. Alright, that'll get us there. We'll get our inverters off as well. Let's go over here and get our environmentals turned off here. All of our heat shut off here. Inverter boost electric trim can be off. And let's go ahead and bring the props back here just a little bit. And that said, recog light should also be off, and then we'll go ahead and go. Avionics master can be off, and then let's kill our fuel shutoffs here. And that said, we typically would watch the props come down here. When this crosses through 10, we'd go to full feather. And right here, we'll go full feather on the props. And the props will then feather out there out the window. Really cool. Let's do it spin down. Takes care of that. We can go. Nav lights, beacon lights can be off. Tail floodlight can also be off there. And let's double check up top. Killed our seatbelt signs that work. All right. That was a successful flight. Yeah, the sounds for this plane are amazing. This is the FTCM sound pack. So it's kind of an add-on there, but yeah, the sound pack is amazing for this airplane. This easily became one of my favorite airplanes pretty quickly, so I think we might have time to spin up and do another flight here. Just got to think where we want to try to go to. Might spawn in somewhere else and do a flight. Or we could try doing something on Pilot Edge, not sure. Alright. Well, study for just a moment here on what we might do. How far would it be to Great Falls or to Missoula? I think we could do Missoula from here. Let's see what that looks like. Let's clear that out.
I've been gone for way too long. Thought I was never gonna come back down. It's
Add to route. Alright, so that is not very far really. Let's go direct probably, or MB. We'll go MB. Or Jellig. 1000. We'll do Jellig. Looks good. What is this here? We definitely don't. Alright. Let's do this little short hop here. Actually, what altitudes do we want to go? It's not that far. 7,000, 13,000. Enter calm at 13, maybe we'll just plan for that. Alright. Let's double check our fuel here. Set this to about 70. Actually 65. Close, so 65 here, 0, 0. Alright. Go with that. Alright. Props to the forward position, and you can see out the window here the props. Let's see if I can do that again, see if I can get them to feather. I may have to have the battery on to do that. Well, normally you see them rotate. Am I missing? Well, actually, you know what? I know what I need to do here real quick. I need to fix that livery too, so let's go back to the main menu here. This will take but a minute. I know what's wrong here.
Love ain't just a feeling, it's a goddamn magic spell. So we sat there in the darkness and played some songs together. But he wouldn't make no deal with me. That's why I'm not better. Ah, do you really wanna go to heaven? We get this rapture started. Do you wanna go to hell, children?
Well, I said it wouldn't take long to go back to the main menu. Stand by to stand by, right? Alright, here we go. We need to go world map, and we can go 8S1, which is Polson, where we just were. We'll spawn in about where we parked here. We'll go parking spot 2. Let's set the time of day though back a little bit. Say around noon. And I think I need to go here. No, that's all off. Why is I thought that was what was. I thought this was what was probably had me messed up, but maybe not. Aircraft selection, King Air analog. Try that. See what this does.
The storm's running through the Midwest like a bandit out on the loose.
Great song right here.
Clouds are black as nightfall, but all I see is you. And rain's pouring through the
Alright, so we don't have weather for Polson. What do we got for Missoula? Oh, this is loading here. Weather 130 at 10. BFR light snow, temperatures 1, altimeter 2979. Alright. I just don't understand what's up with that livery. That's blocking out my... That is just interesting. It's blocking out my call sign. It's not done that before. First time for everything. Oh well. Thought reboot would fix that, but it didn't. So double check everything is off here. That's all off. We do need to verify our fuel again because I 65 and 65. Nice and weights and balances there. Alright. All that's looking good. Alright, here we go. Battery coming on, external power on, avionics master to the on position. There's something a little wonky going on here. 750, it's usually state saving, it stays that way, but well. Double check our engines, make sure those are repaired. Alright, flight plan. Going to go Jelig, J-E-L, go Jelig, and we will arrive at KMSO. What's our procedures? We got what kind of approaches we got into there? So we got an ILS, we got an RNAV for 1-2, which has got good winds. Let's just go ahead and do the RNAV for 1-2, and we can go with Jelig. What's our options here? All right, we can go Jelig and then Callip. So that's what we'll do. So we'll load the order. Oh, there we go. Vectors to final. Let's do that. Oh, Callip. That. Add to route. All right. So let's go here. Load a procedure. Approach. I'm gonna go to the RNAV for 1-2. And vectors, we'll do, what did I say? Audrey. We'll say a no on the course reversal. We'll load that approach. And actually what we're going to do is take Audrey out. Remove that single waypoint. That'll be, and let's remove this. I believe that's going to give us a nice approach. Oh, Jelig, right on in. We'll go Jelig, Callip, Begpy, and then right down to the runway. So I will take that and call that good. Alright, let's go ahead and 50 Kilo Romeo. That, and we'll just give us a fake spark here because we're not going to do ATC for this flight. Alright, and I've just said, am I doing 13,000? Is that right? We'll do 13,000. Alright, so let's tune 13. Alright, there's 13,000 set. Alright. Here, and cabin altitude. Not going to be very high. We'll set that for basically 15, which is going to keep us pressurized basically at 0. So, all right, nav light's going to come on, beacon light's going to come on, and we'll double check everything here. Let's go. Avionics off, external power can be off, and clear left and clear to the right. Clear prop. Here we go. Turn in the right side. Alright, we have RPM. It's on the turbine. And low idle. Alright, ITT rollback there. Coming up on 50. Alright, 50's there. We'll disengage the starter. Right side inverter on, right side gen on, right side gen reset. Avionics master can come on. And we'll go ahead and take the right side up to high idle. Let that stabilize for just a moment. Bring it up top here. And left side is clear. Alright, left side starter engaged. Here we go. And there's rotation on the blades. And introduce fuel low idle on the left side. There's our light off. ITT on the rise. Alright, good. ITT rollback here coming through 50. We'll go ahead and disengage the starter on the left. Inverter on. Left gen reset. Alright, let's go over here and get some environmentals going here. Feeling it's kind of chilly in here. Yep, 16 degrees. Alright, we can bring our right side back to low idle now that we got a good start. Bring that up on high idle for this airplane when you are not starting with external power, so it gives it a little extra boost, I suppose. At least that's what I've been told. Alright, oxygen is engaged. Flaps will be set for a takeoff, and flaps indicating. So now we need stall warning, pedal heat on, fuel vents on, we'll go windshield ice, de-ice on, and props and engine anti-ice is also going to close. It's a little chilly out, so you can see it on that last flight. Alright. So we landed on 3.6, so we're going to depart on 3.6, so I think that means we're going to have to spin around. Position here, get our taxi lights on, our recog lights on, tail floodlight on there. Alright, I think we're ready to disengage the parking brake. Alright, that's kind of sun. There we go. Sometimes it's slow to get moving. At that flag right there says we need to be taken off the other way, so we're going to go back this way and take off into the wind like we're supposed to. I don't have a weather report for here, so the sounds are still hanging in there. Stream coming through okay. We're going to fly over to Missoula here from Polson, Montana. I'll hit the magic barrel key here too, just because I don't have accurate weather, so that sets us to 300.9. Some of the mountains here going into Missoula. Right here, set the parking brake, and left and right ignition, auto arm, and auto feather engaged. Landing lights on. Left and right strobe lights are on. Fuel pumps are left and right on. And we are departing off of runway 18, so that's going to be a heading 180. Go ahead and set that. Heading is 181, so we'll go ahead and turn that as well. Alright. Headings are set. Flaps are set and indicated. I believe we are in pretty good shape here. Alright, working rates off. Polson traffic, King Air 350, Kilo Romeo, departing runway 18 to the south. Polson.
Approaching runway 18. Entered runway 18. 4,100 feet remaining.
Finals clear. Power slowly here, get the props up on the governor. And there we go, parking brakes are released, a little bit of down trim, and takeoff power's coming in. Up. All dampers engaged. At 40, we'll go ahead and get the flaps up. Nose come down just a little bit, gain a little speed. Autopilot is engaged. Low heading bug and indicated airspeed. Pitch for 160 here. And landing lights off, taxi lights off, prop sync on, and let's bring our torque back just a little bit here. And now let's bring our props back to about 16. And then we'll spool our torque back up. Shoot for about 90 there. There's 90. And let's go ahead and hit nav mode here on the autopilot. So there's nav engaged. This thing climbs like a rocket. Here's 7,000 for 13. Jump over here in the co-pilot seat. See what that looks like there for a little bit. Alright, 8,300. Checking that, keeping an eye on our torque. You always got to keep an eye on the torque in this spring when you're flying it. There's 9,000 for 13. Not gonna be long for a top of descent on this plane. This flight's a short hop. Looking out there at those mountains. And we're still climbing at 2,000 feet per minute. Thing's hauling. Appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully you're not too bored here with it. fuel pump's off. I should have already done that actually. Check everything here. We're good here. Leave our anti-ice on. Alright, there's 1,000 to go. There was our warning horn. Go ahead and cancel the altitude alert. Alright, Missoula, Montana, here we come. Winds 130 with 10. We are landing runway 12, so it won't be too bad on the crosswind there for us.
Destination ATIS is 126.65.
6.65. Alright, we are at 13,000. Let's pull our torque back a little bit. Go to about 80% initially here. Then we'll roll our props back. We're going to aim for 1,500 in the cruise. Alright, there's 1,500. We're sitting right on 80. Improving just a smidge there. Conserve as much fuel as we can here. 221 knots over the ground right now. Gaining a little speed as we cruise. Going into the soup. I don't think we're going to have long at the top. We're only going to be 2 minutes up here before we're descending. So let's get a quick look here. Need to see what our altitude restrictions are. There's final approach fix 6,200. So let's go ahead. All right, 6,200 set. Study that one more time. We need to look at VNAV and make sure it's calculating the right spot. 6,200 at Soupy. Alright, so that's going to be a target 1,200. You can actually change this and put whatever target you want. It'll adjust the angle, or you can put your angle in and it'll tell you what your vertical speed requirement is going to be. Top of descent though, 1 minute. And typically I'll just look here. There's going to give me a guide there. We'll shoot for about 1,200 feet probably. Maybe 1,500. There's a 1 minute warning, vertical track. It's going to be a little spooky because we're going to see mountains right in front of us, and we're going to have to start descending. So verify my profile here because I'm not sure that's going to be taken into account. Let's see, what is GTNXI supposed to be? Above 7,000. Above 9,000. Yeah, we're going to have to hang tight. We're going to have to only go down to about 10,000 for now. We may have to descend quickly to the other side. We got to clear some mountains here. VNAV works really great on this thing, but it doesn't take into account profiles here, and I should have been a little higher, and we should have flown the ODIR, and I was trying to cut this thing a little short, so it's alright. We can improvise a little bit here. $6,200 at Soupy is the key. Let's double check here our heading bug. Let's get it lined up right here. Our final approach course is going to be 117. So let's get that dialed in here just so we can see which way the runways are. There's 117, so the runway is going to be to our left. I'm scared to go down too far here. We may go ahead and start our descent down to 10,000 now. It's showing us about 1,500, so we'll start descending a little bit here. We're only going to go about 1,000 feet per minute for a while. play it safe as I can. Got clouds in front of us and mountains below us. Nothing sounds safe about that, does it? I think what we need to do is do an exact right-hand turn here momentarily. We need to fly out into this valley right over there. Lose some altitude, so I'm going to go into... I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're improvising here. 270. I'm going to fly a heading bug here. Vectoring ourselves for just a little bit until we can get this thing safely on the ground. Well, we're in some bumpy air now. For just a little bit. Yeah, there's what I was seeing. I'm gonna fly this valley for a little bit and slowly descend. And what did I say we need? We need Soupy at 6,200. We can get her down to 10,000 and we'll get her set. There's 11,000 to go. And then we can always do, I think we can go direct callop here in a minute. That's what we'll do. I'm going to activate that, but we're not going into nav mode just yet. It's bumpy. Alright. $6,500 set. It's going to let us go ahead and... Right, we need a 107 course here. Go line here. Alright. There we go. Let's go left turn now. Basically at the runway heading. We got 6,000. Now we need to go ahead and go indicated airspeed to get our descent down. So we made our little U-turn here to lose a little more altitude. Get her turned around here and lined up on runway heading. We'll go back to nav mode. Alright, let's go nav. Vertical track, there's nav. And we need 54 seconds to top of descent. We're going to just be slow here. Just add a little power. No need to get in a hurry. Direct callop, then supply, or suppy. Only need 600 feet per minute descent right now. I'm going to pitch down a little bit here, about 210 knots. Prepped early. We'll go ahead and get our fuel pumps on. We get our left all that auto feather and everything on. Landing lights can go ahead and come on. Taxi lights going to be on as well. Be prepped early here here so we can manage ourselves. So we got a warning light on here. There. Have to worry about that later. Leak failure. About 1,000 to go. Pull the power and get down a little bit more. And we're going to go ahead and arm the approach mode. Oh, you will see approach right here. I do not see glide slope indicated yet, so that's not cool. Might be a little bit too far out. All right, there we go. Approach glide slope. There we go. We got the glide path now. We are in the soup. Level off here at 6,400, and here's 200 knots. We'll go ahead and get our approach flaps in. That's our first notch of flaps, and we'll try to stabilize here at 180. We'll watch our glide path, and hopefully as it starts to come down, we'll drop our gear. We're adding a little bit of power now. All right, I'm seeing the green glide path arrow coming down now. One above. Alright, so gears coming down. We're in the rain and the clouds now. Alright. We're waiting to get our last notch of flaps in. Flaps are coming in. It's going to be soupy. Right, one last check of everything. Good there. Not seeing runways yet. Oh, there's a runway right there. Got it. Got the runway. Not sure what happened there, but my speed dropped off on me. I was looking out the window. Back down here. That's what happens when you get preoccupied and focus on other things. We got visual. Good. Very soupy. Yes, it is. Soupy indeed. can't get a better touchdown this time than last time. I forgot to do my replay, so we'll just have to get this one shot here. Got to activate it. That was butter. I'll take that all day. Don't even think we're going to need any reversers here. Well, that was soupy. Got to go over here to the left and mark it general aviation. Here. Apparently I've had some type of bleed arrow failure right there. Not sure what that is, but wasn't too bad though, I'll take that. Let's take a quick break real quick. Let's clean up here. Get our landing lights off. We can get our strobe light off. Stall and pitot heat can come off. Fuel vents also. Front de-ice and engine anti-ice. Auto ignition and auto feather. And we don't need our fuel pumps as well for the taxi in. Break off. Let's go ahead and roll them on in here. Welcome to Missoula, Montana. Never been here. I actually have been to Kalispell though, where I started it, so that on the first flight. Aviation apparently is the. I think there's a terminal over there for. Yeah, there is. Commercial airlines. Seems a little bumpy out here. What's up with this terrain, but spin her around right here. Wish I'd remembered to activate my replay. I could have watched it back, but that's what it is. It was horrible. There was a spin around if there was one. Alright. Taxi lights off, recog off. Can be off, windshield de-ice can be off, inverters can be off. Go ahead and get our environmentals off here. electronics master can go off. And we'll go ahead and kill our fuel condition levers here. No problems out here. Love to hear the sound of those winding down. Super cool. Well, all right. I believe that's going to do it for me this evening. Appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully the stream was bearable tonight and better than the last one I was able to pull off. So I'll watch it back myself and see what I can tweak until I can do some performance upgrades. But until next time, catch you later, my friend.